which is just like practice test 1. So we're starting with the big giant problem. Don't forget the Campy Drive is next week. Math League is next week, so it's a busy week next week. Campy Drive is an excellent opportunity to help the community, but it's also an opportunity to get some extra credit on that math exam. So try to take advantage of that. Bring in your canned goods next week. All the details are on my website, and I think I put it in Schoology also. I also have it hanging on the door rack. Okay, and Mr. Free G sent you an email. All right, so here we go. We've got a bunch of stuff to find. We have to find the horizontal, vertical, x-intercept, y-intercept, and holes. And we have to graph it. All right, so how do you suggest we start?
Factor.
Factor. And on the top, you might want to think about taking out a 2, right? So then you have your difference of squares. And then on the bottom, let's see, minus 3, minus 4. So, looks like we can cancel. Which means we're going to have a hole, right? And where is that hole going to be?
It's going to have 3.
Where x is 3. And how do I find y? Plug in 3 for x. So that will be 2 times 6 over negative 1. Did you get negative 12?
Yep.
Clear down here, we have a hole at 3, negative 12, okay. All right, well, what else do we have in the picture? What do you think?
The horizontal asymptote is 2.
Horizontal asymptote, remember it's y equals 2, it's an equation. And everybody understands it's y equals 2 because in the original problem, we had 2x squared over x squared. Or in the reduced problem, we had 2x over x. Either way, it's 2. Y equals 2. All right, good. What else?
For your x-intercept, you have to make it.
So for the x-intercept, Matthew says y has to be 0. So my equation is this. This is my new equation right here. So if I let y be 0, and then I just solve this, bring this over here, it's still 0. Divide by 2, it's still 0. So it looks like x is negative 3. Now some of you don't need to do all that work because you just remember the x-intercept with the zeros come from the numerator. All right, what else do we need here?
Vertical asymptote is 4.
Is x equals 4. The vertical asymptote is x equals 4 because x can't be 4. Vertical asymptotes come from the denominator being 0. Okay. one thing, I need y-intercept. Now, I know that my y-intercept has an x that's 0. So if I put 0 in, what am I gonna get? 6 over negative 4,
3/2.
negative 3/2. And then somehow I need to come up with a picture from this. And I think we can do it, don't you?
Yes.
I think we can do it. Remember, you're approaching your asymptotes. And of course, I always have 2 pieces to these pictures. So where's the other piece? I don't have any points over there, but I know it's going to be where? Reciprocal. Right up here, right? Okay, you good on that? There is a lot of stuff in that problem. Emma, you got that? Other Emma, got that? Okay, so now we are solving. Bring the 4x over. Guys, it's an inequality, and you have to have them set equal to 0, or not equal to, but less than 0. Gotta have a 0 on one side. Then you factor it, and we're not gonna be confused. It's a GCF, that's the factoring I'm gonna do. We're just gonna take out an x. Then we'll draw our handy dandy number line. And there's going to be 2 dots on that number line. 0, 4. The dots are going to be at 0 and 4. Right? Now this is a basic, simple, normal problem. So you can look at it and say, hey, look, it's a less than. That means I'm probably going to end up shading between the dots. And that'll work on this problem. But if you're concerned about that and worried about, well, sometimes that doesn't work, because sometimes it doesn't, you can pick a number. So I'm just going to pick 5, the number 5. If I put 5 in, I get 5 times 1. Is 5 times 1 less than 0? No. So I don't shade that section, which means as I predicted, I'm going to be shading that one. So my answer is everything between 0 and 4. Or if you like interval notation, 0 and 4. Is that easy? Now, B is not easy. But I start it the same way, don't I? Start it by getting a 0.
Yes.
But this is going to be a little bit more complicated because it involves fractions. So it's exactly like this one. I subtracted the 4, or I subtracted the thing over, subtracted the 3 over.
Yep.
Now what?
Make one
Make one denominator.
denominator.
So I'm going to have to multiply this one by x minus 2. That's going to be my common denominator. And as soon as I do that, then I'm going to write one giant fraction. The denominator is going to be x minus 2. And the numerator, watch it, be careful.
Minus 3x.
X plus 4.
Minus 3x plus 2.
Minus 6.
Plus 6.
Plus 6.
Plus 6, right? Did it help? you make this almost a negative so that you can see that distributing. So I have negative 2x plus 10. If you want, you can factor a 2 out of the top. You don't have to do that, and I want you to be real careful if you do. That's a negative 2.
It's greater than or equal
So that
to.
becomes x minus 5. So you don't have to do that factoring. But if you do it, make sure you do it correctly. Now I can see where my dots are. I've got 2 dots again. The dots are going to be at 2 and 5. Positive 2, positive 5. Here's one of the little tricky things. You're tempted to color the dots in,
Yeah.
and you will color in the 5, but not the 2, because our denominators never get colored in. This problem's a little weird because of this extra number in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick a number. What number should I pick? It doesn't make any difference. Anything except 25. 6. If I pick 6, here we go. I'm picking 6. I have negative 2 times 1 over 4. If I put 6 in here, is that bigger than 0?
No.
Negative 1/2 bigger than 0?
No.
No. So I don't shade where the 6 is, so I'm going to shade here. So my answer is everything between, between 2 and 5, or in interval notation. That wasn't too bad. Getting easier, those are hard problems. All right, now what about the next one? What do you notice?
Square.
It's got a square. That means this one, you aren't going to be able to check just one region. You're going to have to check them all. If they're squared, if the factors are squared, you do not alternate. Your shading does not alternate. So this starts out a simple problem. You got your 2 dots at negative 3 and 3, right? That part's easy. But now you need to check here, here, and here. So we're going to check all the way across every section. Because it's possible that we'll shade 2 in a row, or we won't shade 2 in a row, or we'll shade anything. It's possible. All right. Pick a number out of here.
Negative 4.
Negative 4. So if I put in negative 4, I get negative 1. Negative 4 gives me negative 7, but it's squared. Is that answer bigger than 0? No. All right, let's pick a number in here. What's a number in here? I like 0. 2 will work, 1 will work, negative 1 will work. I'm going to pick 0. So 0 gives me 3 times 9. Remember, you're squaring that one.
Yes.
Is that bigger than 0?
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and shade that. Now we might as well try 4. So that gives me 7 times 1. Is that bigger than 0?
Yep.
So what's shaded? Ultimately,
X is greater than -3.
everything bigger than or equal to -3. That's exactly right. We did it in sections, but they ended up connecting, so that whole thing. what about this one now? This looks a little complicated. What do you think? I'm gonna go ahead.
Zero first.
I'm gonna go ahead and get a 0 first. Don't try to do any work with an inequality until you have it set equal to 0. It doesn't group, right? So James Wayne is saying try -3. We're gonna do synthetic division. We're just guessing a number that's a factor of 6. So -3 is a fine guess. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll guess again. But it did. Now remember, your job is to factor this thing. There are 3 factors, right? Would everybody agree there are 3 factors? We just guessed one of them. So what is the factor that goes with this, our guess here? What is the factor? X plus 3. Now we still need the other 2 factors. Where are they coming from? Right here. So x squared plus x minus 2, which hopefully factors.
X plus 2, x minus 1.
Plus 2 minus 1, is Jalen right? I think so. Now we're not done. Now we draw our number line, and we know where to put the dots on the number line now. The dots are at -3, -2, and 1. Make sure you put them on there in order, guys. That is a number line. Now, do I have any squares?
No.
No. So this is gonna alternate, so I just need to get one number figured out.
So
So
we did 0.
0, now 0's in here. If you pick 0, make sure you're paying attention to where it is. 0's in here. So 0 would give me 3 times 2 times -1. Is that less than 0?
Yes.
Shade it. Skip it, shade it. So our answer is 2 parts. It's everything less than -3 or everything between -2 and 1, or as an interval, -infinity to -3, or -2 to 1. Good? Now we go to an easy problem. This is not an inequality, so don't draw a number line and all that. We're just solving it. So what do you want to do here? What'd you say?
Is it the one we multiply by 436?
Yep, we're gonna multiply. And actually, you can multiply by several different things, but we've just been multiplying by 4, 8, and x. It's a little bit of overkill, but it makes canceling easier for most of us. So the x's cancel, and we've got what, 64? The 4's cancel, and we have 24x. And 36x. How does that look to everybody? This is easy compared to those other ones, I think. So 64 equals 12x. And x is 64 twelfths, which reduces, is that 16 thirds?
Yeah.
So I just multiplied by 8x from the start.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then you didn't have to reduce. Yeah. There are lots of things we could multiply by, and that would be the smallest one. Now 8x is the smallest. Least common denominator, good. Alright, we got one more problem like this, and then our word problems. Alright, so. Okay, as I wrote down the problem, what did I do? Do you see? I factored my denominator. I always factor my denominators if they factor, because that's what I'm going to be multiplying by. Kids, over here, didn't we multiply by the denominators? That's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to multiply by the denominators. So I'm going to multiply by x plus 5 and x minus 3. Or plus 3, I'm sorry. X plus 5 and x plus 3. And just like this one, stuff's going to cancel. This is tricky, be careful. See this minus right here? We're subtracting that whole term. So this is going to be minus x squared plus x plus 10. We are subtracting that whole term. Now what? Distribute, oh, I put terms, clean it up a little bit. So x squared plus 7x plus 10. And don't even try to solve that, guys. It's not set equal to 0. Get it set equal to 0. So x squared plus 4x minus 5. Now it's set equal to 0. So we can solve it.
X plus 5, x minus 1.
I got negative 5 and 1. Negative 5 is extraneous. Remember, after you get your answers, you always want to look back at the original and make sure that you don't get any zeros in the bottom. And if you put negative 5 in here, wouldn't you get a 0 in the bottom? So that means it's extraneous. And the only answer is 1. Alright, and now we've got our word problems. So this is just like the quiz you just took, hopefully did really well on. Problem A, building a shelter. Jane and Maurice, building a shelter. What's our general formula?
1 over time.
1 over alone plus 1 over alone equals 1 over together. Yeah, they're times. This is the time alone, and time together. So here we go. Tell me what this equation's gonna be. 1 over 4 plus 1 over 6.
1 over x.
1 over x. Is that okay with everybody? We got options. What do you want to multiply by? There isn't just one correct answer. There are lots of things that Kyle pointed out. What do you want to multiply by? What makes it easiest for you?
24.
So 4 times 6 times x. So we've got 6x plus 4x equals 24. So 10x equals 24. And x equals either 24/10, which is 12/5, or some of you might say 2.4.
Yeah.
And that would be hours. Doesn't matter if you leave it as a fraction or a decimal. Does not matter one bit. And then finally, amount, percent, percent. So I got 54% and 45% and 49%. I got a 6 in there. Where does the 6 go? Right here, the 45. How much? So that's my x. So what's over here? X plus 6 or 6 plus x. And this is where we can use a calculator for sure. Solving this? Or have you already done it? If I subtract 0.49, what am I going to get? 0.005. Thank you. And if I subtract, I get 0.24. So when I divide, what do I come up with?
4.8.
And that would be quarts. Okay, we just took the test. How do you feel about that? 92%? 98%? All right, we have one more thing I need to do. Let's get out that word problem sheet. Did we start any of this yet? First 2 are done. All right, let's see if we can finish it. This is part of your homework. Remember, homework is due Thursday. All right, let's see if we can get this done. I did put one tricky problem on this sheet. I don't know if you've looked at it yet or not. I bet you figured out how to do it, but Here's one that's a little tricky. Number 3, another one of these amount times percent. So we are back on this worksheet that we started yesterday. Trying to get it done, and you can do it right on this paper, I think. Trying to get it done so you'll have it finished. You have 55, you have 70, you have 66. We have an 8 that goes with the 70. And how much? So what's out here?
A plus X.
B plus X. Remember, if the missing parentheses is here, it would be 8 minus X.
Yep.
So 0.55X plus 5.6 equals, no idea. Is that 5.28? Okay, I'm relying on those of you with
Yeah,
calculators.
it's 5.2.
So I got 32/11 pints. I don't know about you, I'm getting kind of sick of those problems, James.
Do you always expect us to leave it into a fraction?
If it's a decimal that you don't have to round off, I don't care. But I think this one you'd have to round off, so it's better to leave it as the fraction. And of course, your calculator will do that for you, James, because if you take 0.32 and divide it by 0.11, it's gonna give you a decimal. But if you hit math frac, it will change it into a fraction. So you go to the math menu, the very first option will change it back into a fraction for you. All right, Matt can clean his room in 5 hours if Tristan helps. They get it done in 3. How long would it take Tristan alone? What's that equation gonna look like? 1 over 5 over 3? Yep. So we multiply by 5 and 3 and X. So 3X plus 15 equals 5X. So 15 equals 2X. And here's an example, James Wayne. So we can say 15 halves hours, or we could say 7.5 hours, because that's a nice neat decimal. All right, number 5, set it up for me, Ava. Equation for number 5.
1 over 2, 1 over 3, and 1 over X equals 1 over X.
She right? This is so easy, you're getting bored. You should just enjoy it. So 3X plus 2X equals 6.
Yep.
So 5X equals 6. And X equals 6/5 hours, which I think is 1.2 if you did decimally.
Is that a test?
What?
That was a quiz question.
It was?
Got it right.
I'm glad. All right, one more of these. Catherine can mow. Okay, so what's this equation gonna look like? 1 over 6, 1 over 5, 1 over X. about the only way you can screw these up is to get your numbers in the wrong spot. You just need to make sure your numbers, putting the 6 in the right spot and the X in the right spot and all that. Did you get 30 11s?
Yep.
Hours? Now the tricky one, and it's not really tricky, it's just different, is number 7. Did you notice that? We've never really done one like this. Does anyone have an idea? Because we've actually done a whole bunch like it, but this one is not quite exactly the same.
Don't you
Oh.
use the exact same equation just with prices rather than decimals?
So amount times percent plus amount times percent, that's exactly right. This is an amount times percent problem, but like Tanner said, instead of having percentages, we have prices, dollars. So our dollars are $3 a pound and $7 a pound and $4.50 a pound. And the extra number we have is 10. And 10 goes with the 7, right? How many peanuts? What's gonna go here?
10 plus X.
10 plus X. Do you see how it's exactly the same concept? Your decimals are just money instead of percentages. So we have 3x plus 70 equals 45 plus 450x. So 150x equals 25. I got 50 thirds, which is 16 2/3.
Oh wait, is that 16? No,
Yeah, that would be 16 2/3. Decimal is 16.666, and that would be pounds, right? Yep. 50 thirds pounds. So it's a little tricky on my part. Okay? All right, I'm gonna stop. And you can have 10 minutes to work on home.